All right, I'm going to show you guys how to use the diabetes monitor. We use this RelyOn brand. It's a Walmart brand of tester, and it comes with a manual and then like a super quick user's guide. So you can refer to this guide throughout if you have questions, and I posted some of it in the manual as well. But so both of these things will be in this box, and then you'll also have this kind of little carrying case, and the meter will be in here. So these are really easy to use and difficult to mess up, which is nice. So here's the meter. Here's what it looks like. And I'm going to be practicing with this meter today on prepared solution 1. And I'm just going to show you guys how this works. So first I'm going to turn it on. Okay, so I'm ready to go. Whenever you see this kind of little arrow flashing, that means it's ready to accept a strip. So you see the strip kind of right here, this little illustration. And so you should have 3 strips at your station. They'll be in one of your weigh boats, so they look kind of like this. And we're not going to give you extras, so you have to do a good job with each one of these strips and get a valid measurement because they are pricey, and we just can't afford to keep testing and testing and testing. So use these strips wisely, which means pay attention, right? We also have these kind of well plates that are ready for you to test. You're testing 3 solutions, so you have 3 different wells marked 1, 2, and 3, your 3 different solutions that you're testing. All right, so one thing to keep in mind is that these meters were intended to take up a little drop of blood from the finger. So you might have seen the video on our online manual of what this test looks like for a diabetic. So they prick the tip of their finger, insert a strip, and then set the strip on the tip of their finger to soak up a little bit of the blood, and then the meter reads the blood glucose level from there. So for us, we have to do things just a little differently because we're working with a strictly aqueous solution. So the first thing you're going to do is just take up some of the solution that you're going to test, solution 1 for us. I'm going to put it right here, and you just need a drop. That's it. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There you go. Just one little drop. Now, the next part is to insert your strip. So this is what the strips look like, and you can see there's 2 ends. One end kind of has a big square and the other end has a little square. This little square is the wicking part of the strip. It's the part that soaks up the sample. So what you're going to want to do is insert this big black square, and it's going to go right in here, and you have to use a little bit of force. So you just kind of, you might hear it click. There you go. All right, so once it's in, you're ready to go. One thing to keep in mind, just be careful that your finger doesn't touch this area. There might be something on your hands that could interfere with the reading. Also keep in mind that what we want to see here is a wicking action, and that means we just barely set the tip of this strip into our water drop, and then you'll see, it's hard to tell, but look closely and you'll see the water wick up past this little part that looks kind of like a microchip, right? It'll wick up over that, and that's how the meter will take its reading. If you submerge it too much in the drop, you won't get a valid reading, okay? So I'm gonna just show you guys what that looks like. It's best to keep the meter kind of upright, so you don't want it slanted like that, but you want it kind of completely vertical. And so I'm just gonna set it in the drop. There you go. It wicked up over the chip, and now it's reading. Okay, so that just read as high, which on these meters means that the blood glucose level was somewhere over 650, which is extremely high. And so this person, if this was a true diabetic and a true reading, their immediate instructions would be to seek medical attention. But for your samples, you're going to see an actual number print out here instead of the high sign. But I don't want to give too much away, so we'll leave it there. And then once you're finished, you're going to record your reading, and then you can take out your strip and just make sure you set that aside and dispose of it later. We don't want to try to reuse strips that we've used once. That doesn't work out too well. The meter goes off by itself, but if for whatever reason it's not, you press the power there, put it back in your handy dandy little kit. Once you're finished with the lab, box up the manual and the instructions, put everything back in the box so you're ready to go for your next lab. And that's how we use the glucose monitor to test for blood glucose concentration.